I have Stampede Head, don't judge me. Hey, welcome back to the channel. We're glad to have you here. I know I am very happy to have you here. I am very excited to have you here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. It would mean a lot to the channel. So, one thing that we're going to talk about, other than Stampede hair, because that's, I mean, you wear a cowboy hat, this is what happens, right? You get crazy hair. So one thing that we're going to talk about today, super quick, and it's going to be a relatively short video, is we're going to talk about, you know what really happens when you move into an RV? You have way more crap than you think you do, for starters. Like, so much more crap than you could ever imagine. You have crap. You have tons of crap you didn't know you had. The other thing is, did you ever stop and think about the repairs that you're going to have to do to the RV? Because if you're traveling all the time, I'm serious, but you're traveling all the time, and I'm only saying this because I just had a bunch of repairs done to my RV, and they were preventative. So it's one of those things where, to prevent the problems from happening, you have to actually be proactive. So you sit there and it's like, oh, my oil is down to, say, 25% of its life, but it still looks good. You're better off to change that oil then than wait till it gets to, say, 8% or it's 0%, but it still looks fine. It's good for another 20,000 miles and whatever. Get it changed in advance. Get it changed in a hurry. Get it changed, seriously. While you're at it, change out your filters. Tighten up your e-brakes. Like, do everything you can. Do everything you can, because it's going to make a giant difference in the long run. It really will. And a lot of people don't talk to you about that. Preventative maintenance. Like, if you have a rig like mine, like a Class A, I got a generator in the back of mine, and I want to change out to another Class A so bad. I want a diesel pusher like you would not believe, but that's another story for another video. So when you have a generator, what you should do is get your generator serviced. Get the oil in that changed. Get new oil. Get a new filter. Get new everything. You know, check out everything that you can. Check out your brakes. When was the last time you had your brakes looked at? I mean, maybe the pads are still like this, but you know, this is where they start squealing and they're not good, but this is where you're at and you think, I'm fine. But are you? Do they have grooves in the brake pads? Does your rotor, does it have grooves in it? Maybe you have brake shoes. Does your drum have grooves in it? Now's a great time to check. You know, you bring it in, you get stuff done like the oil. It's like, do me a favor, knock off the wheels and take a look at the brake drum for me. Just take a quick look, take a peek at it, and if it needs to be changed, give me a call, let me know, maybe we'll get it done right away. But it's one of those things, like, you should do that right away. Right away. I cannot stress that enough, because we just went in for the third time getting our oil changed and getting our brakes looked at, getting some lube done, getting some filters done, getting some stuff tightened up, you know, just in general, we're trying to get some stuff done. So it's one of those things, we're trying to get some stuff done, we're trying to help out here, we're trying to help out. What I mean by that is we're trying to help out the machine. The machine is doing all the work, and we're trying to help out the machine. We're trying to make sure that it's doing well. We're trying to make sure that it's doing great, because let's be honest, this is my home. This is where I live. This is my life. When I'm in there, that's my life that is relying on those brakes and that oil and. You know, so it's one of those things. Get stuff done. Do it in advance. Like, get it done. You know, just that kind of thing. So we're going through a lot of major changes because we just got a lot of stuff done. I'm going to be cleaning the outside fridge. Apparently we had some orange juice in there last year. We had some eggs. We had some other stuff. And apparently it got moldy. So I got to go in there with some vinegar and I got to clean it. So yuck. But it's raining out, so I'm not doing it right now. I'm going to do it later. But anyway, it's just little things. Like, you have to do those little things. You have to do them constantly. You have to do them. And it's one of those things where if you stay on top of it, if you're on top, like if last year at the end of the season, if I would have cleaned out the fridge at the end of summer, I'd have been fine for this spring. If I cleaned it this spring, I'd be fine for summer. If I clean it out this summer, I'll be okay for the fall. And then when I clean it in the fall, I'll be okay for the winter. And, you know, you get the idea. So it's just stay on top of things. Seriously, stay on top of them. And another thing that we don't often think about, pillows. I'm looking down at my pillows here. I was thinking, pillows. You don't think about pillows very often. It's like, when was the last time you changed out your pillow? Is your pillow getting flat? Is it getting gross? So change it out. Get a new pillow. Just like you change your sheets every once in a while. And if you're a single man, such as myself, and you change them out once a month, maybe. Or slightly more often if anybody asks. But either way, you change out stuff like your sheets, you change your oil. And like, how often do you change your pillow? How often do you change your mattress? I've had the same mattress going on 3 years now. And I left my 4 years. Holy crap, I'm going on 4 years on the same mattress. Wow. Okay, so I'm seriously looking at a new mattress. It's not a sponsored video. It's not a gifted video, nothing like that. It's just, I was thinking about it because I'm looking at another RV, and I was thinking the mattress in there is kind of gross, but I'd like a new mattress, and So I may be buying a new mattress to go with the new RV. If we get a new RV, because I'd like one. Where nothing is set in stone yet, but still. So it's one of those things, like, you have to start looking at things like, what are you doing for preventative maintenance? What are you doing? What are you getting done? What's happening? So we've got preventative maintenance in the sense that we went out, we got the brakes looked at, we got them changed out no matter what. I felt that the rotors were warped. Turns out they were. I felt that the brake pads needed to be replaced. Turns out they weren't far from needing to be replaced anyway. So out with the old, in with the new, we're good to go. And we got the oil done, all that kind of stuff. And if we're looking at a new rig, first thing I want done, I want lube, oil, and filter right there. I want every lube, oil, and every filter done on that whole thing, including the generator. I am not playing around. Lube, oil, and filter, everything. And then talk to me about a new rig. And one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm actually ordering some new pillows. And I was thinking about ordering a new mattress at the same time, because do you really want to sleep on somebody else's mattress that they've used for 4 years? I don't know if I want to use my mattress that I've used for 4 years, so probably don't want to use somebody else's mattress that they used for 4 years. And it's a 10-year-old rig. I don't want to use somebody else's 10-year-old mattress. That kind of thing. So it's one of those things. And I'm actually, I hate saying this because it's too much in advance, but I'm about that close to moving full-time into the RV. I am legitimately that close. And it's with or without partnership, with or without help, with or without, I get myself some big boy money, I may be moving into an RV permanently, full-time, which means stuff like, let me take a look here, stuff like my extraordinarily messy desk, please try to ignore that, and my bookshelf, and hello, holy fat, nope, I'm not fat, it's my beach look right there, that's my beach look, that's my pub look. That's a funny joke, we're not going to go into that. Anyway, it's things like, I got to get rid of the TV, I got to get rid of the desk, I got to get rid of all this stuff, like, I have to get rid of it, because if I'm looking at moving full-time into a rig, I don't have room for all this stuff, I really don't. And it's really fun. I was going to say, it's really funny. I collect knickknacks, right? And one of the things that I collected was this, because I went to a place called Beaver, Utah. And you see he's bald. He's Beaver. Yeah, we're not going to get into that one. You know exactly what that thing is saying. And I thought it was hilarious at the time until somebody pointed out to me. It's like, hey, you know what that really says? That says, I love. I'm like, wait a minute. And I was like, that's funny, and that's why I bought it. But as soon as it was mentioned, like, by the way, you're advertising this, and like, no more, I can't do it anymore, I gotta get rid of it. So things like that, and things like this little guy right here, this little guy, if you know why I have this guy, and if you don't know, that's cool too. This guy's coming with me. But a lot of stuff, bye-bye. And I'm thinking about getting a small storage space for probably $100 a month. And I'm thinking about it. I'm not 100%, but I'm thinking about it. Because what do I do with the TV? Like, I'm living full-time in an RV. I don't need a TV. Throw it away. I don't watch very much TV anyway, so who cares? Really, who cares? And then it's little things like, what am I going to do with all my other stuff? And like, do I need it? Do I want it? Talk about changing the filters and preventative maintenance. Like, preventative maintenance would be, if I'm planning on moving into an RV, I have to start planning to get rid of crap that I already have. Like, I bought this thing here. This thing. And it's, it's got all the holes in it and stuff. And I bought it for photography. I bought it for photography at one point because when you hold it up against the light and it, casts the shadow, and you see the shadow with the little dots of light, and it looks really cool. And like, yeah, I've never used it. In like 4 or 5 years, I've never used that thing. In 5 years, I've never used it. Donation it is. I've got old USB, USB-A and lightning. When was the last time you used lightning? I don't use lightning anymore. That's a few generations of Apple ago. So what I'm going to be doing is that's going to go bye-bye. So it's donation time for that as well. Little things, like I've got 100 little things over here, and like, what am I doing with all these little things? What am I doing with all my stuff? What am I going to do with it? And we talked about this before on the channel. You can't move full-time into an RV and have a bunch of crap. You can't do it. So one of the things you need to think about is preventative maintenance, okay? So if you want to have the lifestyle of living in an RV full-time, you can't be buying a bunch of crap. It's simple. You have to get rid of stuff. I say stuff because, I've got a bowl over there. It's this big, beautiful $350 bowl. And it comes with a piece of driftwood, and the glass is melted down on top of the driftwood. It looks brilliant. It's amazing. $350. Like, worth it all day long. But if I go to live in an RV, it's a big bowl. What am I doing with a big bowl? I can't mix anything in it. It's like a fish bowl, flower pot. Like, bye-bye. Out it goes. So again, preventive maintenance. You got to start thinking about all these things. And like these are things that you don't often think about. And then the other thing is, if you're moving into an RV with a partner, watch out. Because I was thinking about doing this part-time with my best friend, Marcy. Right? She's more than my best friend. She's amazing. She's like an angel. I just love her to pieces. But if we were to go into an RV full-time together, how much does she really tolerate me? How much do I really tolerate her? I mean, how many of her quirks is she going to be happy with? What happens if I get a little, let's say I ate the wrong beans, right? I ate some beans. I ate too many beans for supper. They are a magical fruit. And, the more you eat, the more your company does not appreciate you anymore. So is she going to be able to tolerate that? Is she going to, I doubt it because it's noxious to say the least, but is she going to be able to tolerate that kind of thing? Is she going to be okay with that? Do I have enough fans to, do that sort of thing? So again, preventative maintenance is the relationship that we have as it is, and is that solid enough of a foundation that she can do this and she can tolerate this? She's going to be okay with this. I mean, is that a thing? Little things like this bookshelf that we're now sitting on top of, like that's got to go. So it's one of those things where if I'm planning on doing this full time, I got a lot of stuff to get rid of. I got a lot of stuff to get rid of. And I have to start getting rid of it very soon, because if I'm going south for the winter, I don't want to have a lot of stuff here. And I've got binders. I mean binders. You should see my binder here. Give me a hot second. The camera's going to be shaky for a hot second, because I'm trying to pull up my binder here. Give me a hot second here. My binder from when I did coaching. There's your success wheel and where you fall on your wheel, and all kinds of coaching stuff and all kinds of crazy fun information. What in the world is that? It's a high caliber coaching code. There you go. So this binder, it's got to go. It's got to go bye-bye, because I can't afford to take it with me. And I mean that. I can't afford to take a whole great big thing. I have to buy bins so I can actually put stuff in the bins so I can get rid of some of this stuff. And like, I'm looking at batteries and like, how much electricity do I need? And that's a whole other video, is about electricity. Like, how much electricity do you need versus how much electricity you want? There's a world of difference between what I want and what I need in your electrical needs. So we're going to do a video on that. And there's another thing. I love this. I have a deep affinity for photography, and a real special place for cameras like this, where there's a view window there and there's a view window up here, and like, it's dusty. Pretend you didn't see the dust. But I have a real affinity for cameras like that. What am I going to do when I move into the RV and I don't have room for those cameras? Well, I'll buy cameras. It's that simple. I got to get rid of it. It's got to happen. 100%. It's got to happen. So it's one of those things, preventative maintenance. I mean, I've got to prevent more maintenance down the road. I have to prevent the things that are going to go wrong. I have to prevent the major repairs. So the major changes, I have to prevent that. So I have to start making changes in my lifestyle and in my life now in order to prevent major pain later on down the road. I have to plan ahead and I have to go, okay, when was the last time the brakes were done? I got to redo the brakes maybe. Or when was the last time the oil was done? I got to redo the oil. And when was the last time? You know, you got to start doing things like that. You got to start thinking about when was the last time the bed was actually steam cleaned. Because it's not my damn bed. It's going to get steam cleaned. And it's just one of those things where you put a mattress topper on there. That's better. I like that. It's good. But, you know, there's no bed bugs or anything like that. I've already looked into stuff like this. And what happened is I'm looking at all the different little things. And what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? What can we have done? What do we need? What, you know, all the what. And I'm looking at all these things and I'm thinking to myself, I got to do stuff. I have to maintain. I have to prevent. I have to do things in advance. Just like I have to change the oil now before I have to replace the engine later, I have to change out the bed now so I get the next 5 years on it without it being a problem. I have to get rid of a lot of my books so that I don't have, you know, extra cramped storage because I have too many books. I have to get rid of my big TV here so that I don't have to pay for storage. I mean, it's just things that you never think about. You never think about them. So preventative maintenance goes in so many different directions. Like, you got to change your oil before it's due. And here's another thing. Change your transmission oil. Seriously, nobody thinks about the transmission fluid. Seriously, change it out. Drop the pan out, get it changed, put the pan back in. Do not flush an older engine. Do not do that. It's terrible. You don't ever want to do that. But anyway, so we do things like this. We do the preventative maintenance, right? So what preventative maintenance can you do in your life right now that's going to help you on later on down the road? Let me know down in the comments. And the reason why I say let me know down in the comments isn't because I just want you to comment. I mean, seriously, let me know what kind of things you think that I should be doing to help my life. Like, I've got a dresser over there. I'm going to get rid of my dresser. I've got a bunch of junk on top of my dresser. I'm getting rid of it. I got a closet full of crap and I'm getting rid of it. And like, what other kinds of maintenance or preventative maintenance do you need to do in your life that maybe I could do in my life so that I can, you know, live a happier, healthier life? What can we do? What can you do? What can I do? What are you doing that maybe I could steal from you and I could do the same thing? You know, so like, let me know. Seriously, let me know. I've got these curtains here, big, beautiful curtains that are hanging up right here. And I got to get rid of my curtains. Oh, well. I got to get rid of them. Okay, off they go. So like, tell me in the comments, seriously, let me know in the comments, what are you doing for preventative maintenance in your life? And what do I need to do in my life so that I can prevent more maintenance later on down the road? What can I do? What maintenance can I do now that is going to prevent major changes and major conflict later on down the road? Let me know in the comments. I look forward to seeing you, and I love having you here. I love it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching to the end. And we will talk to you again in the next one. So remember, go out there and be safe. But most of all, don't be the village idiot. The village has one. It doesn't need to be you. Get out there and have fun. Talk to you later. Take care.